right, we've got the horse kind of pretty good in the sense of shaping and everything like that. And so now we're going to work on our rider, Ichabod rider. In other words, of course, we're going to shape the horse even a little bit more, but we want to get our rider as he sits upon, you know, we want to make it where he can somewhat sit upon the back of this horse and everything like that. So let's go ahead and take our rider here, and let's see, where's my pencil. I was going to do that. Right now, we want to go over here and transfer. For instance, on this rider, here is the hair that goes back here, and then this is like a collar. And then here's the face. So we want to go over here and try to just sort of come. Let me look at this. It comes up and then it sort of. Let me look where. Okay, it comes off like this. Comes something like that. So anyway, this is good. This is like this, and then the collar. Let me see. Let me kind of come across here, and so the collar comes down like this. In other words, okay, there we go. It's just a collar. It comes down like that. All right, on both sides. So let's go ahead and let's take this and just do this right here, and this, and do the same thing. That, and what we're going to do, this will come from the inside. This will go back like this. Okay? And that will come back because that's the hair. Because it's kind of blowing in the wind. And for this one, also, we're just going to kind of. Now the face is going to come forward like this on both sides. It will come in a forward motion. And then of course we have our little collar, which we're going to just draw here, and we're just going to kind of get that separated from our head there, right in that area, and that will be brought down. Okay, see how it's done? And the same thing will be done here and be done here. The collar will just stand out. It's not a major issue with and of course the collar will be down this way and like this as we bring the head down, bring the face down, in other words, in such a way. Basically what we can do Now you want to go from side to side. Bringing the face down. Just like that. You see, sort of at an angle. Okay. I'm just going ahead and I'm bringing the hair down also with the face because it's going to be that issue, and I'm going to do that just okay. And let's just go ahead and continue to bring that head forward. Okay. Now, let's of course. Now watch the grain in this. Now in basswood you're not going to have a lot of grain. I'm having to watch the grain, of course, in this sugar pine. I have to watch it because it's especially on these edges here. There we go. You just want to watch this grain in here. It might be the same way with basswood, in other words. It might very well be the same way. Now, and then you take underneath here where the collar is, you just sort of take this out right in here. Now, the back of him will kind of come at an angle, is what I'm seeing here. The back of him will sort of come, sure, at an angle like this, in other words, and it will be I went ahead and got me a Band-Aid and put there because all this push cutting does cause my thumb to kind of get sore. And so now let's kind of shape him. See, sort of bring him like that. I'm gonna get a drink of water. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Oh boy. Just had a large rain here just a while ago. It's got things kind of wet. So Okay, as you can see, this is now we began to slowly but surely. Now, one of the things we want to watch for is we want to watch these areas in here, okay? Because these areas in here are where the legs go, okay? So we don't want to, when doing this here, getting this back here, we don't want to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle where these back legs would go, just right here. This is where these back legs would go, back in here. And you don't want to angle this off in here. You want it to be flat so that the legs will fit on there. And the same thing over here. We're just going to draw a circle over in this area where the back legs will be. I don't even think they're going to be that big, you see, so that we don't hurt that area, we don't round that area off too much, so that we can, let's put it this way, okay, what you want to do is when you do the legs, you want to be able to put them on there and then carve around them is what you want to do. Okay? So that's what you need to be very careful of whenever you do this, okay? So that you don't have a, when you go to put the legs on, you don't have a rounded area in here where you can't put the legs on, okay? You want it to stay flat right there. That's what you want it to do. Okay? All right. And the arms will be going up here, but it'll be in this area. Basically, the arms will be somewhere around in this area in here. So kind of keep those areas, if you can, flat so that you can glue the arms on there and the legs on there. I think most of you know what I'm talking about. It's where the it's the area that you have there. So anyway, and let me go ahead and sort of put in this area where the arms would be also, so that we not round off that area too much, in other words, okay? Okay, now when you go to do the stomach, as you can see, this doesn't fit very well on this horse. All right, so I'm going to have to kind of remove some of this area in here so that this will come and fit better on this horse, in other words. And I'm going to remove, in fact, I'm just going to kind of remove that right in there, because as you can see, the back legs sort of sit on this part of the horse right here, in other words. Now, in fact, the mane, we want it to come down just like this, basically. And what you want is this area is going to fit back here, okay? And this is going to have to be removed in here. Understand? You have to fit, sort of fit as you work, you carve. See now, see how much difference that makes by bringing that down just a little bit. See how that is? By bringing that down, by taking this mange down. Now, this area that has a notch in it fits at the very back of the saddle right here. Okay? So that fits so much better now on the horse. And in fact, we can even bring that down even more. And set the back of him, and it fits even better on the horse, in other words. About like that. See that? See, that's what I was saying before now what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of, these areas right here, you don't want to round off too much the bottom of him. You want that bottom of him to fit. You want it to fit just like that. You want it to fit like he's like that, okay? That's how you want him to fit. Just like that. See how he fits on that horse? Okay. So you can take some of this off. You can round some of this off a little bit. But you don't want to round off this bottom anymore because it fits well with the... So you round just the sides off. See? Just take, round the sides off a little bit. Just like that, in other words. And you continue to fit him. And he fits on him just like this, see? But you want it to be kind of flat because you want him to fit closely to that horse. You want him to fit just like that, in other words. Now, let's go ahead and bring this all down in here. Okay? Because he's still too thick. That's what I'm trying to say. On both sides, let's bring that down. And when I say we want to keep this area flat, we want to bring it down. Okay, let me show you. I don't know if I'm explaining it the way I should. That we can still take this away, but we want to bring this flat. So you want to keep that area in there flat. We're going to bring it down, but we want to keep it flat. Just like that. And the same thing here. We want to bring it down because we want him to be much thinner in this area. Okay? But we want to make sure that that area is just scraped, is flat, in other words. So that your back legs and all that can go on there, in other words. Just like right here. When we remove the wood, we just want to scrape it and remove it and keep that area flat. Okay. And really, when it comes down to it, this area doesn't really have to be that showing. It's because that collar is just going to be sort of even and painted that way, painted white. So we just sort of bring that down with, we don't want that sticking up real far and all that. Okay, let's go ahead and come to the front of our piece here. And you want it to be something similar to that, in other words. You want it to kind of look like that thin, in other words. And you want it sort of slanted and have that look. And if you look, the hair is way too thick back here. So that all has to be brought down back here on both sides. Work it on both sides. And that can be a little tough at times. But you want that to kind of come back at an angle also back here, where it's kind of a ponytail almost. Very similar to a ponytail. It's kind of hard to hold it right here. See that? Back there, in those days, they wore that hair like that. Almost in a form of a ponytail. Now, if you want to, you can even sort of come across here with a, like a thing. I don't know what you call them. I don't know. I don't know what you call all that stuff. It's like a